the same field that we were just talking from a couple moments ago, outside of Rake, Iowa here. Zack Smith, my fellow employee at Asmus Farm Supply, who farms. This is actually his field. And what Zack did here was he went out with a strip till bar and did some strip till right into the standing cover crop. You can see it worked up really nicely. I think Zack's quite excited about the prospects of how that's going to turn out.
Yeah.
So how long has this been planted, Zack?
So the field that we're in was seeded between the 29th and the 31st of July this season. And we were lucky to get a rain shortly about a week after we seeded it. It was really, really dry conditions, so we were pretty concerned about how it was going to pop up. But once we got the rain, the mix came up beautiful, and it's been nice because we've been able to see all the species, or pretty much all the species, emerge in our mix. And we were pretty hesitant. This field actually was PP, and we pattern tiled it and then worked it a couple times. We didn't really know after working it that much how well the ground would handle and take off, or let the cover crop take off, but it's really exceeded our expectations. It's been pretty exciting. So but my concern, never doing this before, is like a lot of farmers' concerns, where how are we going to handle this? And so being a strip tiller, I really didn't know how my machine was going to come out here, if it was going to plug up and be a ball of green or not. So this past weekend I said I'm going to hook it up and come out and just have a test run and see. And once I dropped it, I didn't go very far, and I knew right away that this was going to work really well, at least with my machine. I have a Krause Gladiator, and it really did a nice job of clearing the residue out of the way and not wrapping around the shank. I didn't have any kind of plugging issues. And the nice thing is, you look here at the residue that's left. This is essentially what would it be, 4 or 5 days after we did this. It's really already starting to break down quite nicely from what we have here in the field. So I'm excited to have the cover crop build the soil, and then with strip till help maintain and keep kind of what we've started here, and not do too much disturbance to keep the benefits, all the great rooting and biological breakdown we'll have for next year.
So essentially about 2 months worth of growth that you strip till directly.
Correct.
Into.
Yep.
Yeah, I think you start talking about a really important topic, and that's the management of this cover crop as soon as we're done with it, or we think we've got the benefit from it. And I think strip tilling, if you are a strip tiller, boy, it's a perfect way to come in here and at least start that residue process of breaking it down. And like Zack was saying, boy, when you hit this stuff, there's hardly any cellulose built up in any of these plants, and no lignin content. And so it's not like a dried corn stalk that hangs around for such a long period of time. There's a lot of moisture in these plants, and when you knock them down or you root them up, they start that decomposition process very fastly. And that's exactly what's going to happen with a frost too. If you've got a stand that you're not too concerned with the amount of growth that you have, just a simple frost and freezing throughout the winter is really going to take care of a lot of that growth, and you're going to come back in the spring and really be surprised with how little material is left on top of the ground. And so I think from a management side, sticking with what your normal regimen schedule is works great. And if you're not concerned with how much growth you have out there and that ground warming up in the spring, just let it freeze out, let it be, and be pretty patient with how that stuff's going to break down.